10 cars you should consider buying this year. My name is Ian and this is Car Advice Kenya. I have two disclaimers. One is that I have not listed the cars in any order. So number one does not mean it's the first one on the list in terms of the best cars. It's just random cars that I've selected, 10 of them. And the second disclaimer is that these are cars mostly that are imported or in our yards right now. So mostly cars from 2019 onwards. So don't expect to see 205 cars here even if they are good. No, we are mostly doing imports or cars being sold at the yards right now or at dealerships. Do you want a car doing 30 to 40 kilometers per liter? Then you should get yourself the Nissan Note E13. Now relax, some of you are about to castigate me because this is a Nissan, and Nissan are known for gearbox failures. Now this one is not the same. The Nissan Note E13 has been produced since from 2021, and it comes with a hybrid battery. So it uses an electric motor to drive the wheels directly. The petrol engine in this model acts solely as a generator to charge the battery and does not have a conventional CVT. Because most of you are used to how Nissan has been showing people share gear, especially here in Kenya, in terms of maintaining that CVT gearbox. This one is quite different. So it does not have the normal Nissan problems, and comes as a very, very fuel efficient car. This one you should consider and put it on your lists. Many dealers are selling it from 1.6 million to 1.8 million. Yes, it's a kadudu, but car prices have also risen. But remember, this is a 2021 car, so it's a very, very good car. Please consider this car. It is value for money. The next car is the Suzuki Swift. Now in this class, this car is quite rare to be used as online taxi business. So when you're getting into malls or parking, people will not be confusing you. Mostly, with Uber drivers asking if you're going to drop or pick. This is quite different. Comes with a 1.2 liter engine for the base model that we're talking about here, that does over 22 kilometers per liter on a normal day. It's also quite low maintenance. It's not prone to theft. And if you want more performance, you can get the Suzuki Swift Sport that does very well. It's a 1.4 liter turbo, especially the manual one. It's quite good on the highway, has been hyped here in Kenya, but please don't go racing VWs and Audis. But it's a very, very nice car, the Sport. So if you want just something to take you from one place to another, the Suzuki Swift Sport is actually very good. Selling from 1.3 million here in Kenya, from the base model, to 1.8 if you want the sport version of this car. You drive long distances and you need something cheap to be taking you there, then the Mazda Demis diesel will do that work efficiently. We're talking about the 1.5 liter turbo that has been gapping Prados outside here. So this one is quite a good car, does very well in terms of kilometers per liter, from 22 kilometers to 25 kilometers per liter on a normal driving. It's very, very fuel efficient. It's also, of course, it's more expensive to maintain compared to the petrol version, but this one has that power because of the turbo. So it's quite fast if you want to do long distances and your budget is quite low, because it's selling from 1.4 million to 1.6, depending, of course, the year of make, mileage and the grade of the car, all that. But it's a very, very good car. It's third on my list because it's very, very fuel efficient. For those who have been watching my channel, there's a car I've been hyping for quite some time, and it is the Toyota Aqua, the 1.5 liter hybrid that is value for money. First of all, this car is best for people doing online taxi business. It's also not prone to theft. They're selling it from 1.6 million Kenya shillings, and I think it's value for money. This car, the hybrid version, will give you about 22 kilometers on city driving, up to 35 kilometers on highway driving. This is a bargain if you ask me, compared to other cars. If you've been thinking about it, do not think twice. This is a must-go get car. It's very, very efficient. It's a very, very good car. The next car is mostly for women or ladies, if you like, and it is the Honda Grace, the 1.5 liter hybrid. This car, it's not that common in our market, but being in this car field, know what it can do, know its value for money, and they have gone and got it. Because the 1.5 liter hybrid is very, very fuel efficient. In fact, it's competing with the likes of the Nissan Sylphy, and the Toyota Axio that is very, very prone to theft. So if you're a woman thinking of getting a car, get the Honda Grace. Over 22 kilometers per liter in city driving. So give you better numbers on highway driving. Dealers are selling it from 1.8 million or 1.7 million, while the competitors, the likes of Axio, are going for 2 million plus. And they are more likely to be stolen. Parts, are easy to find for all these cars, especially even this Honda Grace. It's a very, very good car. It's a bargain and it's a go-to if you want to get one. If you're a young person and you have a young family and you don't want to get a Toyota Fielder and you're a Toyota fan, then this car is very, very good and value for money. It is the new Toyota Corolla Sport. It's quite rare in our Kenyan market. Looks very, very nice. The design is quite good. The interior is fantastic. Comes with 2 engine options. The most common one here in Kenya is the 1.8 liter hybrid that does up to 22 kilometers per liter. And we have another engine which is quite rare, and it is the 1.2 liter turbo that consumes more. That does 14 to 16 kilometers per liter. But it's more of people who want to do a bit of sport driving. Now they're selling from around 2.1 to 2.5 million Kenya shillings. Their Toyota is quite overpriced, but they are good cars. They look nice. The only downside to this car is that it's very low in terms of ground clearance. You'll have to get bigger suspensions to raise it up because of our roads. But if you're okay, or if you don't do much off-roading, you can have it as it comes. It's a very, very nice car. What would be this list without Mazda? And number 7 is the Mazda CX5. Of course, you expected this car in this list. It's selling from 3.2 to 3.6 million, and this car will give you value for money. It has replaced the X-Trails on our roads, the Honda CR-Vs, the Subaru Foresters, Toyota's RAV4, which are quite overpriced. This CX5 is becoming very, very common in our market because of design, performance, and value for money. Now, the CX5 will give you 3 engine options here in Kenya. That is the 2019 onwards, mostly the 2019, because these are cars we are talking about in this list. It will give you a 2.2 liter turbo diesel that is quite feared by Kenyans. But I would advise you do a DPF delete, but it's not a must. These modern CX5s or modern diesels for Mazda are not as problematic as the previous ones. Then we have the 2 liter. That's the normal engine, most common in terms of petrol engines. And then we have 2.5 liter Skyactiv petrol for people who want performance. This is a car that is not going to be outclassed here in the market. It's doing better than the rivals. It's a very good car. If you're thinking about it, do not think twice. This is a very, very good car. The only German car appearing in my list as number 8 is the VW Tiguan that is selling from 3.7 million to 4.2 million here in Kenya. Now, the Tiguan comes with 3 engine options. There is a Fiat 1.4 liter turbo, that's the TSI petrol. People feared it because they thought it's a small engine on a big car, it will give you issues, but so far so good. People owning these cars have not complained. We also have the 2 liter petrol. We also have the 2 liter turbo diesel for people who love diesels. Now, the Tiguan will also give you, for motion, for 4-wheel drive, if you want more power, or if you do more off-road. We also have the all-space. That's the 7-seater option for the Tiguan. And we also have the R-Line for those who want more performance and better looks. Also comes with a panoramic sunroof. This car looks very, very nice. The design is quite something. Its spare parts are available, although a bit more expensive compared to its competitors. So if you can afford the spare parts, or if you can do maintenance, good maintenance on this car, it is a very good car. The only issue has been the DSG gearbox that has been troublesome in the Arteon, because this car is sharing, the gearbox. That's the DQ381 with the VW Arteon. That's also common in the Volkswagen Golf R, the 7.5. But on the Tiguan and the 7.5 Golf R, they have not been problematic. But on the Arteon, they have been quite problematic. But so far so good. Number 9 on my list is the Toyota Hilux. a car that has been common here in Kenya because of its ruggedness and workhorse, as known to the Kenyan market, because this car can work. Whether you're doing off-road or you're doing it for business or you're just doing it for personal use, it has proven to be quite capable in our market, whether the single cab or the double cab. We also have the 2.8 liter engine or the 2.4 liter engine. Both engines are quite superb. It's also a bonus if you get this car as a four-wheel drive. Now the car is selling from 4.4 million to 5.5 million, depending of course on the year of make, whether you get this, the single or the double cab, the condition, the grade of the car. This car, it's outselling other cars in the same class. Isuzu, that's the Isuzu D-Max, is doing more sales at the moment because the government has decided to lease Isuzu D-Maxes. That's the new mileage cars from Isuzu to their police force. But in general terms, the Hilux is doing better than Isuzu. In fact, that's why it's being used by Mira pilots all the way from Meru to Nairobi. But I would go for a Toyota Hilux over the Isuzu D-Max or even the Ford Ranger. I wouldn't even consider a Nissan Navara in this class. Now the next car is a car that you're not thinking of, and it is the last car on my list. Now because I'm very sure you're not thinking of it, you see that car you're thinking, comment it down below so that I can tell you if it's a good car or not, or if it would fit in my next list of 10 cars you should buy this year. Because this car that I'm going to mention as the last one is a Chinese car, and it is a Jetua T2 that has been becoming common in our roads. It is a Defender wannabe. You look at it, you look at Defender, you just know Chinese copied the Defender. That's the Land Rover Defender. But what is interesting about this car is the price of this car compared to the rival. You're getting a zero mileage Jetua T2 for 7.8 million Kenya shillings. With the 7.8 million Kenya shillings, you get a 2019 Toyota Prado. That's a 2019 compared to a zero mileage that comes with a warranty of 150,000 kilometers or 5 years. For those people saying it cannot rival the Prado, the price of course is quite different. It looks like a Defender, but the Defender is selling for 20 million at zero mileage. This one is selling for 7.8 and can do the same things as a Defender can do as what a Prado can do. People would complain that it's a Chinese car, it can't do off-road. Tell me how many Prados are doing off-road. Most of you are using Prados as shopping baskets. Okay, the only issue I have with this Jetua T2 is the DCT gearbox. That DCT gearbox can be problematic. It has shown in other models what it can do. In the Honda Fit, it's becoming quite something, you know, problematic. But this is a very, very good. Now, we do get spare parts for this Jetua T2 because that's a question most people will ask. And here we have Messi. Anyway, you'll get spare parts because beginning this year, they will be locally assembled in Mombasa. And of course, if they are being locally assembled, means they are cheap. So that is not an issue, Messi. Now, because I didn't mention that car you're thinking of, it's time you comment down below and tell me that car you're thinking of. We see if it's a good choice or not. My name is Ian. That has been my time. Till next time, goodbye.